I'm Anwar, and a massive thank you for wanting to have dinner with me. So I decided, why not celebrate together, and I show you some meals I make for my friends at home, making it so much more easier. And let me know how it goes, by the way. You can let me know on It's Anwar. So number one, we're going to be having ribs. It's been cooked for about an hour so far. I'll be showing you the end product of that. It's been marinated for about 48 hours as well, which is pretty good. And then we're going to be making some chicken, potatoes. We're going to have some veg as well, because in the time that we're in, obviously veg is essential to get the vitamins. But for now, obviously, while you're cooking for other people, always wash your hands. And then we can get started. So the first thing we're going to be doing is the potatoes, because we're going to be removing the starch. That makes them extra crispy, which I love. So you'll be putting them in boiling hot water, which has been boiling for about 15 minutes already. You're going to keep them in there for about 5-10 minutes, not too long, because then you'll finish them off in the oven. Then up next, we're going to do the chicken, pretty much the star of the show. It's so simple. You're going to have some salt. You're going to get some pepper in there. Add a little bit of sugar. I'll explain why in a bit. So add in there, and don't be nervous to get really in there. Just rub it out, rub it out. Cooking it in foil locks the flavor as well, making it so much more delicious once you finish it off on the pan. You'll see that. So that's so simple. Done, dusted, you put it in the oven. Alrighty. Oven, have it as hot as possible because you're going to cook it as fast as possible. I told you about the ribs as well. I can't wait for you to see them. Love that sound. Then that brings us to the veg. So the pan's already hot. It's been pretty hot for some time. You just add in a bit of garlic, a bit of ginger. It's already crushed the night before. Just throw all of that in there. That's what your chicken's going to go with, because you're making sweet and spicy chicken. All right. Add some heat to that, so that can now just sit. And you just kind of let that sit in there. Maybe why not throw in one of these for good luck? Alrighty. Now, when that's happening, let's start making the sauces. Pretty easy. We're gonna have a dip. We're gonna have a honey mustard dip. You can choose 3 mustards. You can have 1 mustard. Honey of your choice, preferably as natural as possible. If you're vegan, sorry, you can eat the potatoes, I guess. You can't eat the potatoes either, they're going to have butter. And then you're going to be adding just a bit of salt and pepper to that dip. And you can just now let that sit on the side. And that is what your chicken will go with, all right? So we'll just leave that on the side there. No one touch them. And then let's talk about the ribs. So basically what's going to go on the ribs is coconut milk, ketchup, tomato paste, some garlic and ginger, and then some curry powder. So you kind of just mix all of that in there, That's going to go on the final coating and the topping. And of course you have to add the chili. Now, in this chili, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this chili. Let's start there. Now, in this chili, there's sriracha, there's bell peppers, there's so many different types of peppers in there. It's easier to just kind of make everything in bulk. Like this, I'll be explaining that in a second. So it's easier to make everything in bulk. And you can just kind of use it when you need it later on. Always smell as well. Your house should smell, oh, it smells so good. Your house should smell like like a really nice restaurant, you know? That home, warm feeling, especially when you're entertaining, it kind of leaves the vibe as well. People are watching TV, talking, they know food's on the way as well, which I absolutely love. Keep checking on our little friends here. Now, as it's slowly cooking, I'm going to show you a little trick that I do. So I pickle everything. All my friends know I'm just like a little old lady pickling everything. This is pickled lemon and a bit of orange. So it's been pickled for about a month now. You just slowly add that in there as this is cooking. You're going to also add it to your chicken as well. It just kind of adds that kind of tinge to it. It breaks the tension of the heat as well. Because if you don't like too spicy food, you're going to make this into a dip on the side as well for those who want a spicy food. Whew, it's hot in here. All right, so let's check on everything, because you're going to add and remove and kind of mess around with everything as we kind of finish everything off. Okay, let's start off with my baby, right? Be careful, watch your fingers, watch your fingers. These are the ribs that I was telling you all about. So basically, as we're topping it all off, we're going to be adding just a little bit of onion in there. Literally just like 2 pieces of onion in there. And then now we're going to add now we're going to add this. So basically what this is ketchup, garlic and ginger. It is some oil, some curry powder, and some vinegar. This will literally be a light coating at the top. Just smell to make sure everything is nice and sweet. And don't put it on everything. So I like to have a variety on my ribs, just in case you might not want to. So basically what you're going to do is just a light coating on the top. You can choose to cook this 2 ways, 3 ways. You can even cook it like 5 times if you want. You can see all the juices coming up there. So you know it's getting nice and sweet. The longer you cook it, the more crackling you'll get at the top. This will just kind of aid that real quick. Let's just bring that in there. And we can even dip these in there as well. Why not? And just kind of add them in there. So good. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of butter. Just a little bit. Just at the top as well, so it just kind of gives it that nice little buttery feel, but you're just going to add that there. Really just like them in lines, because it's going to end up dripping down anyway all together, and then you'll cover it up like a lovely little bag. Alright, cover that up. Now, let's check on the chicken just to make sure it's not too crazy, still undercooked. So we've got some good amount of time in there with the chicken, because we're going to finish it off, don't forget, over there, as that is browning. Ooh, let me show you what we're going to do with the potatoes. Switch off, and now you can move them one by one, because I like my potatoes with a little pizzazz. I'll show you how we do this. It's going to be pretty hot, so you use a knife and a fork. Stab the corner and just make little slits in there. These will open up as it bakes, right? And just add that now around here. Alrighty, once your potatoes are already on, just add some butter. You can use your hands, don't forget you've been washing them as you're cooking. And this will help roast the potatoes at the end. And then this is the second last cook. After this, you're just going to be taking the chicken out and moving it into here, which has been slow cooking. But for now, let's put this all back in so it can get nice and hot and everyone can get their food pretty quickly. Now we can just wait. So talk to your guests, entertain as you wait for the food to kind of just heat up. That's going to take another 15 minutes, and then 10 minutes after that, you're pretty good to go. Just check on your little rack of ribs right there to make sure everything's like doing fine. You can see from here, if you look closer here, you can actually see, right? So that's cooking good. I want the top crispy. I want it nice and crispy at the top. And I want to now take out my chicken, because we are now going to move it over here. Very simple. Kind of just tilt it over there. Let it all hang out. One's being a bit stubborn, but it's fine. Oh, need a friend as well in there. Alright, so we're going to finish this off here. That's why we are doing that. And we set the timer. So we set the timer for 20 minutes. Yes. Alright, perfect. This can cook with ease. As this is cooking, add a few things. Don't know how to pronounce this. Worcestershire sauce. There you go. Worcestershire whatever sauce. Just put the Worcestershire sauce in there. And the second one is apple cider vinegar. Now remember our good friend the sugar. Remember I told you why we're adding sugar later on? Well, because we're making sweet and spicy chicken. Add sugar. You add the rest of the salt and pepper. Leave nothing to waste. This is a pandemic. Alright? We're going to let that sit. And you know what comes in next? The best part. The topping. We're gonna get everything golden. Everything has to look golden, right? We want color, we want feel, we want that home feeling. Especially when you're entertaining, you want people to feel like they're at their home with really good food. Alright, so we're in the final stage of all of this, which is my favorite part. It's my absolute favorite part. I'm gonna add the sweet chili. Alright, and then also add some water and let that just sit in all of that goodness. Let that just simmer in that. Once it's thick, you can take everything out. And I'll show you what it looks like in the end. I'm excited! I'm excited! Okay, so let's start getting everything all together. Everyone's hungry enough. Oh, I'm excited! I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. I burnt my hand. Okay. Let me show you one of my favorite things to do, right? Move the potatoes to the side because they are just, the boys came here for the meat. Right? The boys came here for the meat. I'm going to show you something really beautiful about that in just a second. So I like all my food in one place. So let's take a little boat. Right here. Remove the potatoes in a second. Make little borders for them. Okay. When you make leftovers tomorrow, you'll have this already to kind of reheat it. You can make it into pulled sandwiches, pulled pork. Make burgers into it. Alright. For just that extra good measure, add one more layer right on top. And let that sit there. So have that there. Do you want to check on the ribs? Why not? I'm going to show you the underneath as well, just so you can kind of get a feel. So basically, that's how these ribs are going. So when you cut them, you get the full meat, the full juice, get all of that, like it rips straight from the bone as well, which I love. So there you go. Thank you so much for cooking with me, having dinner with me. I hope you enjoy your dinner as well, wherever you are, and be safe. Make sure that you keep washing your hands and staying safe. Thank you so much. Don't forget, it's Anne Mara. Thanks.